and it's DJ Scoob. Do you know DJ Scoob? Yo, if you don't know DJ Scoob, you're about to know about DJ Scoob. That's S-C-O-O-P. No, I'm just kidding. It's a B. It's Scoob, D-K-O-O-B. We want to ask him why he spells it that way, too, because it just screwed me all up. But yo, so what's good? We are going to Roku. We are going to Amazon Fire Stick. We're fixing our website. A lot of exciting effing things are happening. I am bewildered. We are fucking rocking and rolling. We're doing the damn thing. Gracious and grateful is what we are. If you want to join a podcast network that has over 20,000 downloads a month, with a reach of over 250,000 on social media, definitely meet up with me. Definitely meet up with my buddy Tony or Scoob. And we can talk about how you can get in on Blind Knowledge. Blind Knowledge is the spot. That's hot. It's no joke. It's a blind knowledge affair. It's a podcast network. We're going live streaming. We got videos, and we got a blog. Shout out to the blogger. Dude, totally forgot about that. Yo, check him out. Redneck Roger? I gotta double check the name. But shout out to Unseen Critics. All right, enough shill from me, man. Now I can breathe, because we're bringing in the man, the myth, the legend. We're going to learn all about him, folks. DJ Scoob, come on in, man. Hello, Scoob.
Oh.
Where did the name come from, man?
Just the perfect Scooby-Doo voice that comes out of my mouth for the last 25 years is really what that came about.
Okay.
Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a Scooby-Doo lover, and I've done the Scooby-Doo voice for such a long time. It's became a part of me. So that's kind of how it worked out.
Now, are you a DJ?
No, not really a DJ.
Not a DJ. Okay.
No, I'll give you a little background behind that, though.
Please do.
There is a story to that. So when I first started wanting to be an entrepreneur, I wanted to be a karaoke DJ and a music DJ.
Okay.
So I had no equipment. I had absolutely nothing. So I wanted to, get equipment, but I needed the money. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and open a GoFundMe page, and a bunch of people's going to give me a bunch of money. Wrong. That definitely didn't happen.
That didn't happen? Okay.
So what I did was I was like, instead of just throwing my hands up and saying, hey, forget it, I wasn't meant for it, whatever. The other side of that was, why didn't it work? Why didn't it happen? And what can I do about it? So after doing a bunch of research and kind of figuring things out, I realized that starting a podcast is a great way to get a following and then start talking to people about supporting, and things of that nature. But the thing is, I wanted to keep the DJ name, the DJ Scoob name. That was just the one thing that I really wanted to keep. So I carried that over into my new podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, and it became part of my brand. So that's kind of how that came about.
That's amazing. So you're not a DJ, you're not Scooby-Doo, but you are DJ Scoob. There's only one. Dude, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So originally, I'm from California in the East Bay near San Francisco. Grew up most of my life out there, did schooling and whatnot. When I got into the workforce, I tried a lot of different types of things, but the only thing that really stuck for me is sales jobs. So I spent about 16 years as a car salesman, where a lot of my sales experience comes from, and also a server, because I like being around people. So just the combination of those two things has really made me who I was. And I sold other things too. I sold water filtration systems, vacuum cleaners, cell phones, long distance sales. It's just been all about what I've been about my whole life.
That's a tough gig. Wow.
It's not easy, but it's fun. It's fun to be able to talk to other types of people and kind of get to know them a little bit.
Yeah, if you know how to play that game, there's a game kind of in there. I'm learning that I'm not the best of salespersons. I'm good at recruiting, coaching, producing, creating stuff, brainstorming, doing all this other stuff. But ad sales is not, or just sales in general. It just doesn't give me joy. I feel like I need to give that one off to someone more responsible in that gig. And plus, it's not easy getting some podcast ads. It's not easy at all. There's 3 million podcasts out there.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to be in. It has to be in your zone of genius. It has to be in that
The
place where you want to
zone
be.
of genius.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
all goes back to the zone of genius, DJ Scoob. It really does. Real quick, where can people find you and if they want to hit you up right now? Where can they find you on Twitter?
On Twitter, at DJ Scoob 2021, and that's spelled Skoob, not C, but Skoob. So it's DJ Skoob 2021 is where my Twitter is at, and that's where my home is, right, or X or whatever the heck it is now. I'm still going to call it Twitter. I don't care, but
Yeah. Yeah, why did they do that, man? What do you think of that? Now that it's X.
I think it's just kind of a branding move to make it different, because I mean we have different things going on with it now, different creators, different things, so they're trying to rebrand it. But it's been Twitter for so gosh darn long. It's gonna, I don't want to say it's
Yeah,
gonna be impossible, but it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like he panicked. Elon Musk, he almost panicked and said, "All right, the whole ship is gonna sink. We'll just change the brand." But he didn't change anything else. The algorithm's still fucked. You still can't see the newest tweets. That's the one thing that bugs me out with the new Twitter is, like, you used to be able to see the most recent tweets of whoever, whether you're following them or not, or if they're suggested. Right now, there's no option to do that. So all you see is 6 hours ago, 2 hours ago. Dude, I want to know what's going on at that moment. That's what made Twitter great, was being like right on, like when there was a news thing happening in the neighborhood, before the news had it, Twitter had it. That's where you went for the news. And it's almost like that's missing. And it's just a lot of thirst traps, and it's a lot of I don't know. They could just do better. That's all I'm saying. Diatribe over.
Okay. When I finally got it, the funny thing about Twitter is, I was scared of Twitter when I first started doing this whole thing. I didn't want to have anything to do with it because I didn't know how it worked. But the funny thing is, as soon as I finally got over that hump and put it into Twitter and started, getting to know people, it's been just the thing that's helped me the most. I mean,
it's a great community. Great community.
Is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if you find a lot of listeners. I don't know if you're going to find a lot of subscribers or fans on Twitter as you would on an IG or a TikTok or a YouTube Shorts, for sure. But the community of podcasters is on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
it's like the hangout, the clubhouse, the campfire. It's definitely there. But just looking at the numbers from Blind Knowledge, that's just the way it rolls. It's all about short video clips. Mm-hmm. Whether you have a podcast, a brand, you're selling sneakers, you're doing dishes, like you're trying to sell accounting services, quick, the whole deal, with the right setup and the right moves. Don't you agree, Scoob?
Yeah, I've actually been experimenting with short form video now for probably about 6 months, and I'm starting to see a lot of big difference in downloads and people looking at my profile and that kind of thing. And it's been so much simpler since I've what I do is I use the same clip, same like video, and chop it up into different. So I'm reusing the same kind of content, just in a different form in a different way.
Sure, and some places, yeah, you can only have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Some places you can only have 72 megabytes. Like there's all those, rules to upload files, whether it's TikToks, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever it may be. It takes a lot of work to do all that shit.
It does.
It takes patience. It takes patience and a skill set for sure to be able to do that well.
I actually get help from a couple of AI programs.
You're using AI for that? Really?
Yeah.
What are you using?
Well, first thing I do is I use Descript. And what Descript does for me is I can cut things up really quickly, really easily into shorts. And then I can also have the transcript. I can get the video. I get it all in one shot. And now,
the transcript is huge, especially if you're on something like Captivate, which is what we use at Blind Knowledge. That is huge for XML metadata. Like those, when it comes to like backlinking sites, I guess it's like the biggest thing to have. The more words, the better, is what someone told me.
Well, yeah, a lot of SEO and findability comes from those transcripts when you put them into your website or wherever you can put them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and the other thing too is Descript just bought. I don't know if you know this or not. Descript just bought Squadcast,
Really?
and now you can actually record from Squadcast right into Descript.
Wow.
And so it does all. You got almost the entire thing from beginning to end, all in Descript, which I'm now experimenting with a little bit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm looking it up right now real quick. I just want to see what they're charging.
Let's see. I think I'm paying for mine. I'm paying like $30 a month for the whole deal.
30. So they're charging 30 for that. Okay.
Yeah, but you get the Squadcast, you get all the tools that you need for video,
And
short
Squadcast,
and
that's
long
like
form, all
this,
that.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like you can restream out to different RTMPs, and you
I'm not.
can
No,
do
I
that,
think it's
or
still
no?
just the regular recording. Just kind
Oh,
of. It's kind of like Zoom
okay.
on steroids.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Zoom on steroids. I like Zoom. The
Yeah.
only thing I don't like about Zoom is the audio. Sometimes it gets messed up. So, but other than that, the video is great on Zoom, I think.
Yeah, the video is good. I've been with Zoom for a little while, and that's how I started things was there. But now that Squadcast is a part of Descript, I think I'm going to kind of move over to that. It's Descript has been one of my biggest time savers in my podcast because I'm a solo guy. I mean, I run my podcast, I run entrepreneur coaching, and I have 2 full-time jobs on top of that. So any
You're working.
yeah, any saving of minutes is a big deal for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not to shill it too hard, but that's the benefit of joining like a team that we have going on at Blind Knowledge, where you can reach out just in our Discord, by email, however you want to do it, through me. If you need a certain service or skill, whether it be video editing, making a thumbnail, audio editing, distribution, any part of this entire workflow, one of us knows how to do it. I've never not been able to figure something out because I surround myself with really high character people and very, very intelligent people that know what they're doing. And that's a big benefit for us over at Blind Knowledge, and not a lot of people know that. Like the talent on this roster is amazing. The sound engineers we have, it's amazing. It's incredible. And we hope that you would join us more at blindknowledge.com. But Scoob, do you have a website yet or what?
Yeah, I've had one for a while.
What's your website?
It's let's see, it's uepodcast.net.
UE podcast singular?
uepodcast.net.
.net.
Yeah, and basically it's undiscovered entrepreneur, but I don't like spelling entrepreneur because it's a funky word.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to find me, you could find my podcast, you could find products, you could find support, all of that's all on the podcast.
Perfect. And people can get in touch with you for coaching, or what would you, let me ask you this, Scoob, how would you market your finest, shiniest skill?
Well, we're doing it right now, kind of. So
True.
Yeah, I mean,
True. But
doing it through like podcasting and doing it through video and things like that.
Yeah. What I meant was really like, do you see yourself as a business-minded person, a science-minded person, more tech-minded, more multimedia, digital media-minded? Because I see you as a business dude.
Yeah, totally a business dude. My specialty really is getting people across the start line. That's what I say, is helping people get started. That's one of the biggest points that I have in my podcast is get started now, get started today. As much as you can. My mantra: I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today. You'll hear that in every single one of my podcasts because it's all about starting now. Because if you don't start now, then you're not going to start.
Damn right. If you don't start now, you're not going to start. Make it happen, Captain. Damn, Scoob, you got me going. I'm ready to go walk an eighth of a mile.
There you go.
Scoob, how old are you, dude?
Oh, geez, you're gonna make okay. Go.
I did it. I'm
Geez.
sorry. I
No, it's
apologize.
okay. 48.
48. All right.
Yeah.
So
I've seen some stuff.
you've seen some things, been around, done some things, probably been some places. What is it about podcasting that like encapsulates you? Like what is it about it that you really love and it brings you in and you have that connection?
Just having the capability of talking to other people and actually having them listen to me. When I was growing up, I had so much knowledge and everything, but because of nobody would believe me who I was because I was so young, but I had so much going on where I really feel like people was really missing out on what I had to offer. As I grew up, I started kind of holding back that a little bit now because I realized people didn't want to listen to me. So I kind of held back a little bit. Even when I was selling cars, I would still hold back a little bit because I still had that fear that nobody wanted to listen to me, nobody would want to talk to me. So once I actually started getting into podcast, I realized that fear was trying to tell me, hey, you need to do this. You fear it because you need to do it. So now, and I think fear the other way. Now I use fear as something to teach me, to guide me in a direction, saying, if you fear it, you need to do it to see if it's something that actually will point you in a better direction. So I've used podcasting to be able to overcome those fears. And now that I'm overcome those fears, I'm running into so many amazing people in my life, not just in the podcast, but people just seem to gravitate towards me now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're like a magnet that no one knows about yet. Like you attract people. You know, it's very, you have this skill, or maybe it's just innate. Whatever it is, it's like I don't want to say magical. We're not going down magical road here, but it's very very vibe. It's very chill. It's like you're not like this business guy, you know, like stuffy in a cubicle. Been working 25 years as a director. You're kind of like upbeat and like on the jump and on. You know.
I mean, how can you take a guy seriously that's wearing a piano tie?
Can we hear the piano tie?
Oh, you want to hear the piano? Let's see here.
I think we all need.
Good like this. Yeah, that's part of my branding right there too. The piano tie. I love the piano tie. I've actually worn the piano tie for several years, selling cars. I was the guy in the piano tie, and it just was part of my brand. And then people would come in or call and say, "Hey, you know, I couldn't remember what his name was, but he had this weird piano tie that I played. You know, I played Happy Birthday for my daughter, so I remember who he was." So I just kind of carried that over into what I'm doing now. And now I have the piano tie on. I have the piano tie in my logo up here. Which is basically Scooby-Doo as a pug, because I can't use Scooby-Doo's likeness because Scooby-Doo is owned by Warner Brothers.
We got to get you a bigger picture, Scoob.
Yeah, I know. I'm still starting out. I'm actually trying to get a big one.
Well, I can help you with that. We'll get you a big picture. We'll get you a background.
There you go.
For sure.
But anyway, so my son's favorite dog is a pug. So I had my daughter draw Scooby-Doo as a pug and then put the piano tie on and
it is it's a strange Scooby-Doo pug. I've never in my life thought of that mixture, but can you do the Scooby-Doo thing?
Oh, sure.
Wow, that is impressive.
Thank you.
This is the Blind Knowledge Podcast. That's DJ Scoob. He is a cartoon character. I'm Joey B. I'm also a cartoon character. We are hanging. We are not banging. We are chilling. It is a beautiful evening right now. In this moment, Scoob, if you could say one thing motivational to someone starting out in podcasting right now, what would it be?
Start.
Like, just start.
Start. Just do something. Record something, even if it's minute, or you're just like, my first podcast recording was me talking to my son about his job at the pizza place.
That was the first recording.
That was my very first interview recording.
Interesting. Wow.
I ever did.
But you started there. Started there. That's the important part. You're absolutely right.
If you go to Undiscovered Entrepreneur and listen to my episode 0, which is a interview with myself about what I want to do, what do I want to accomplish, things like that. And those questions are the same questions I ask all my guests, but I wanted to ask myself those questions too, because I wouldn't want anybody else to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And you could learn a lot about me by listening to episode 0 in my podcast. But at the same time, I'm up to 75 episodes now.
75. Wow.
Yeah. And you can actually hear as you go along listening to the podcast, the progression I have in my confidence, in my tone of voice, and things of that nature. Then you get to episode 25, where I talk about finding my zone of genius and the 4 questions to ask yourself to find your zone of genius in episode 25. And that's actually been my biggest downloaded episode. And I think that episode in particular helps people find their zone of genius, is why a lot of people listen to it.
Zone of genius.
Yes.
Zone of genius. I don't.
You hear that a lot. You hear that.
Yeah, go ahead, Scoob.
Sorry. You hear that a lot in entrepreneur rounds. And then, unless you really know what it is, you really kind of like zone of genius. Really, what is that about? So in that episode, I actually answer a lot of those questions.
Excellent. That's a good way to. It's a good way to start off, especially. Are you doing a lot of YouTube?
I am currently, yes. Thanks to Descript, I was able to save enough time where I can put a YouTube together. So I've been pretty consistent with YouTube for probably about 6 months now.
Cool.
So
cool.
I haven't seen a whole lot with it yet, but I know it takes a lot of time for the algorithms to start picking up. That's fine. I'm going to keep doing it anyway, just because I really love doing it. You know?
Yeah, there's different ways to go. We have a YouTube manager at this point, and Tony told me, he was like, do not fire her. Continue on with her, because we're looking at having 10,000 followers within the next 4 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So when you pull those numbers for monetization, yeah, we're on the right track for sure. And Tony, that's another, like I was saying before, Tony knows YouTube. Like, I'm going to listen to Tony there,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I know I like YouTube, but that dude knows it, so I listen to him. Yeah, we're getting there. We have almost 3,000. We had only 26 like 3 months ago, so we're doing well.
So the algorithm's starting to pick you up a little. It sounds like Tony's zone of genius is YouTube.
Yes, and OBS for sure. OBS for sure.
Yeah.
So Scoob, have you ever play any instruments growing up?
It's funny. My first instrument playing was the trombone.
Trombone.
Yes, I love the trombone. I played it all the way through junior high and high school. And then as soon as I graduated, that was pretty much the end of it. But now my youngest son, on the other hand, he plays
I'm staying away from the ticker, Scoob.
That's okay.
Fucking thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I knew I'd slip one.
It's all right. My son plays like 5 different musical instruments.
Oh, wow.
So he's really, really talented. He's my youngest son. He's 17 now, but he's been playing musical instruments since he was like 6.
What's he playing over there?
He plays the ukulele, violin, flute. He played drums for a while.
Wow.
So he gets around. He's really got a musical ear, but
woodwinds, percussions. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. It sounds like it's in the blood.
It is. My daughter sings. My oldest son, he really didn't get into it too much. He decided to do some other things too, but all my kids have some sort of talent that's just amazing.
What was the most expensive car you ever sold as a car salesman?
I actually sold it was a Ford sports car. I can't remember what kind it was. It wasn't like a Mustang or Shelby. It was the one above that. It's like a Ford S40 or something like that. It was a $300,000 vehicle.
Oh, wow.
And it was basically a race car. And yeah, I was really excited at one point because I actually got to drive it. And I was like, okay, I got to start it up, and I rev that engine up a little bit and watch the needles do this thing,
Oh, yeah.
I put it in gear and drove it right up onto the tow truck.
Oh, man. That was the worst. That was so
Well,
anticlimactic.
it was being shipped to a show, so it
Uh,
still worked, but it's
you
like,
just rev that dog just like as much as possible and just glide it up the tow truck.
yep. So it can be shipped out to the show. That's about as much driving as I got in that
That's
vehicle. But
hilarious.
I did sell it though. I did sell it, and I did okay on it.
That's cool.
So
That's cool. I've never been a big car guy, but I did always. I love my. I always love my Ford Explorer. I had a Ford Explorer, '96, dude. I wish I could get it
ooh,
back.
Ford,
Dynamated the doors. You know, put two 12s in a 1,000 watt amp, four Boston acoustics, new DAC. Just fucking the thing. The music. It didn't go static. It didn't hit too high of a gain. You could make it as loud as possible and still make out all of the noise, well, all the music, all the vocals. Everything was it was just awesome.
I'm
Awesome
afraid to
times.
you turn it up a little bit and vibrate the thing fall apart.
Oh no, no! This thing was it was good. It was solid. It had good bones. Because we dynamited the doors, so it didn't really shake much.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, my buddy did it. Um,
What's
yeah,
your favorite car, Joe?
my favorite car.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. That's a tough question. Um,
You brought up cars, man. I'm just going with it.
yeah, that's a tough one though. This is I'm the interviewer.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I don't just da da da. Yeah, that's a good question. Um, Give me a Stang all day.
like
Give me a decked out Stang all day.
the older body styles or like the
Yeah,
new?
older body.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like a turbo. I don't even know if that's the right terminology.
Thing that makes it go faster. Yeah.
I'm so not a car dude. It's terrible. Yeah, but like, American made the thing fucking it's a beast, and it goes fast. It's like a linebacker.
Yeah.
What about
Love
you?
it. Oh, good. So I like the why did I forget it? Oh my gosh. It's
Don't say a Subaru.
no, it's not a Subaru, but it does start with an S. It was a how come oh my gosh.
Scion?
I was all ready for it and now I can't forget. It's a 94. It's a Toyota. Um it's not a Celica, it's the other one.
Tom Selleck?
No, not Tom Selleck. I said
Tom
car, not
Selleck.
dude.
Yeah.
It's
Scion. I don't know.
no.
I don't know. I
I was
don't
all
know.
ready for it and now my brain. Oh yeah, maybe that'll help.
Do
Let's
do
see.
do do do.
Um Supra.
Supra. Never
Toyota
would have got
Supra.
that ever. What does a Supra look like?
So, oh, you'll like it, dude. It's basically like it's a super souped up sports car. The first time I actually saw it was
What?
in Gran Turismo. So I always played that one. And then when I sold Toyotas for a little while. We had a couple that were traded in, were just amazing. So yeah,
What year? 95?
94.
94 Supra. What color?
I like. Well, now you got me.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This is wild. I've never even heard of this thing.
Oh, see the black one there? Yeah, I like a black or a light blue.
Looks like a Porsche almost.
Yeah, it's a Toyota.
It's a Toyota. That's
Yeah,
wild.
the Celica replaced that.
Oh, okay. What's this wicked good sports car right now?
Geez,
Like a
probably a Ford.
Bugatti?
Yeah, those are awesome.
These things are so fucking fragile. People just rent them for the videos and then they just pass them off. No one actually drives the thing. The insurance is through the roof. But look at that fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
I would drive it. I would drive it right up the tow truck.
there we go, just like me.
Yep. That's a crazy amount of money to spend on a vehicle.
It is. When I sold cars, man, I saw some cars that were just like, why would you even want to spend that much money on something like this? That's gonna like.
Were you used car sales?
I was new and used.
New and used? Which one
Yeah.
did you like better?